in an old casino. An elite committee of savants, analysts, and people are trying to bring back the mannequin challenge.
You were there?
Greg, do you hear him trying to fought and toiled and burned the midnight oil to deliver the best segment in all of sports. It's an honor and it's a privilege. It's time for Nick's Tears. I might abandon the mannequin challenge. I think it's over.
Good call, buddy.
Yeah,
It's
please
over.
do.
All right, here's the deal. Today's tiers are going to be great. But first we have to show you the eliminateds.
Let's check it out.
And I never, ever thought this would happen. Literally.
Wow.
I like the new. It's like a new toy.
New's been on there for a while.
No! With an exclamation.
Chiefs and Bengals. Chiefs eliminated. If you look at that, that is 13 teams that have been eliminated. Ultimately, 18 will be eliminated. And before we reveal the tiers, let me say something about it. The committee has never uneliminated a team. The committee also has never had a team that was mathematically eliminated before it faced elimination. So we can't just play it safe and just be like, you understand what I mean?
Like all
Like the
these are
Cowboys.
All these
weren't
right, exactly, and then we knocked them out. So that's why this week's facing elimination line is robust, and it shows you how many teams are. Go ahead and reveal the tiers, please. First one: Colts, Cowboys, Lions, Panthers, all facing elimination. The Cowboys could be eliminated without losing. The Colts would be de facto eliminated by losing. The Panthers would be de facto eliminated by losing. The Lions, your old athletic playoff predictor, if they lose, says they still have a chance. The committee says, not so fast, my friends. They're out of there if they lose. So they're all, what do you mean? What's up, kiddo?
Oh, you had to be mathematically eliminated.
No. If it was, no, I said the opposite of that. The committee is doing a little bit of math, a little bit of science, a little bit of eye test, and we're telling you, any of these teams lose this weekend, they're out. Cowboys could win and still be out. Next.
I got it.
I was searching the studio for it, Brew. I couldn't find it. Olive branch time.
Oh.
Your team and my team. My NFC Super Bowl pick, your AFC Super Bowl pick. And I understand, Brew, you have never once been accused of having a wandering eye. But as someone that ditched the Bucs for a hot fling with the Rams, let me tell you, it's more fun than you can imagine. And if I were you, I'd be watching the NFL this weekend with one eye on your Ravens and one eye on who your little, sweater weather fling could be out of the AFC. Because it might not go well for Baltimore. Next!
Sweater.
Well, Wildes got the Ravens rolling.
Yeah. Literal must-wins. Chargers and Steelers. And here's what we mean by that. It is not the mathematical must-win for these teams this weekend, but they are going to be, if they're in the playoffs, the Chargers will be, the Steelers should be. A literal must-win in week one of the playoffs because it's the playoff single elimination.
Yeah.
But more than that, also a literal must-win because those two teams, more than any other team in this tournament, can't afford to be one and done again. For Justin Herbert, it would be 3 times to the playoffs, 3 times one and done, ostensibly with 3 disappointing subpar performances. For the Steelers, it would continue this unbelievable streak for Mike Tomlin of making the playoffs and not winning a playoff game. And so, more than any teams in the league, if and when they get into the playoffs, they have to find a way into round 2. Who do you trust? I know this seems insulting, but I ask the group as a whole, kind of rhetorically in the audience, despite the fact that Sirianni and Hurts are the defending champions, that Sirianni and Hurts have these long established resumes, and Ben Johnson's a rookie head coach and Caleb's in his second year as a starter, headed into the postseason and headed into the stretch run of the NFL season, which coach-quarterback combo do you trust more for the remainder of this year? Do you think can be the reason, if either one of their defenses doesn't have it, they can win a game despite it? I see Kevin Wildes' furrowed brow. I know who he trusts maybe. I know he is very down. Your feelings on Philadelphia has kind of ebbed and flowed over the course of the year.
I'll trust the Super Bowl MVP.
Okay.
I know he threw a game-ending interception.
Okay, all right, that's
Not
fine.
even a question.
That's fine. I understand. I think it is, for at least the committee, myself primarily, it's closer than it might be for others for the stretch run of this season. Like right now, this moment, I think the quarterback playing better is playing in Chicago. And right now, this moment, the coach who I think has the real feel of his team and has them all rowing in the right direction is the coach in Chicago. We'll see how the rest of the season
I knew you
goes.
were upset they beat the
I'm just saying what it is.
That, but my God.
Awesome story, sad ending. Packers-Niners. So listen, the Packers' story of going for it this offseason, being like, man, we will trade the picks, get an absolute difference maker, and try to win a Super Bowl. That's an awesome story. The fact that it ended, for Mike at least, with him tearing his ACL is brutal. The Niners season has been an unbelievable story of perseverance and overcoming adversity. I sadly think for them that the lack of Warner, the lack of Bosa, the fact that Brandon Ayuk has seemingly quit his job, all of those things will catch up to them, in one of, if not their very first playoff game, which would be a sad ending. But both of these teams should be very proud for the Packers of the process and for the Niners of what they've already accomplished thus far this season. Not so quietly lurking, the Texans and the Jags.
Yeah.
Everybody acknowledges right now that the Texans look like one of the scariest teams in the world. They're not a sleeper. It's like, man, CJ playing well with that defense. And people are starting to wake up to, wait a minute, did the Jags just score 30 every week? Pretty much. Have the Jags had a brutal schedule and still found their way to 10 wins? Sure. Is the Prince playing his best football since the year he finished 7th in MVP voting and, rallied the 4th greatest playoff comeback ever? You betcha.
Since Clemson.
We could go all the way back to Clemson. People forget year 2 Prince, pretty great player. Next.
Well, that.
Over and under covered. It's kind of about the show. I think these two teams right now, while very different paths, are very, very similar in caliber. Overachieved this season. Everyone's thrilled about where they are. Deep down, you don't really think either one of them is actually going to play in the Super Bowl, but you feel great about the season that they've had and those teams moving forward. The Patriots, we're probably over-indexing a bit on how much we have talked about them, understandably, because it's KW's team. And the poor Seattle Seahawks, the Pacific Northwest, like we don't all have Sunday ticket. You can watch all the games. They've damn near been
far away.
We'll say it again?
Feels far away.
It feels far away is the thing. And it feels like they feel like they're damn near a CFL team. Like we don't ever talk about them. But they've been awesome. Right, you're right. The only time we previewed a Seahawks game in the last month was because a grandpa was playing them as quarterback for the other team. They, by the way, get their national spotlight tomorrow night in one of the games of the year. Marshall stuck it to me on this one.
No.
All-time Category 3 potential for me and everything about the Broncos. Yeah. We're already there I picked them to finish last in the division, and right now they're going to finish first in the conference. That's not great. Slung a lot of arrows at old Sean Payton for saying this team could win a Super Bowl. And right now they're the 1 seed. And we don't have enough time to get into all of my Bo Nix takes over the last year and a half, which again, I still stand by. With that said, this has a potential to be an all-time Category 3, which is, of course, unequivocally, embarrassingly wrong. It's rare, but it does happen.
I can think of a.
Brew, you might be bothered by this one. The only true S.B.O.B team.
I like that.
They are actually the only team in the league that anything short of getting to the Super Bowl will be considered an abject failure this year.
Take
Philly?
No, I think Philly, of course they want to, but Philly at this point if Philly rallies down the stretch, plays an NFC Championship game against the Rams and loses, everyone's like, oh, okay, listen, it's hard to go back-to-back.
Long season.
All of it. The Bills are the only team on this graphic that any outcome short of making the Super Bowl feels like abject failure, given the level their quarterback's playing, the quarterbacks who are and aren't in the playoff field, all of it. They're the only true S.B.O.B. And then the Rams have entered this territory where Mahomes Mountain and the committee's tiers, hard to find a flaw as the category, we just gloss over the very top. It's like, yeah, Stafford's still at the top. Yeah, the Rams still at the top. Now, that could change come tomorrow night.
You don't think them being, I know this is just the tiers, they're meant to top. You don't think they're absolute S.B.O.B, the Rams?
I think that if Matt Stafford wins the MVP and the Rams get to the conference championship game and lose a heartbreaker, no one's going to be like, man, what a disaster. What a missed opportunity. I think the Bills are the only team that everything short of making, I didn't even say winning, just making a Super Bowl is going to feel like a huge failure.
Correct.
Greg?
I like that.
Well,
Thank you.
Sometimes the names on the tiers,
They're so great.
They throw a wrench when you want to talk about a team.
It's kind of
I just look at the level.
It's kind of the brilliance behind the tiers.
This time I gotta be honest. This is perfect.
Wow.
This is a layup.
What?
Oh, this is
Like,
a layup?
yeah, because I'm talking about
bad?
the Jags, and I'm gonna move the Jags down to
Why?
Okay.
awesome story, but sad ending. And look,
That's good, Greg.
call me a pessimist, but I look at this team as the glass half empty versus half full.
Oh, no.
You look at it as half full, which I understand you Princess Promise.
They're looking at it more as a royal goblet than a glass.
See? There you go.
was
But
good.
when I watch this team, there's nothing that just jumps out to me that says, man, this team is amazing. And I know Duval, I get it. We got the best rush defense out there. We take the ball away better than most teams, but one, like I get that. And then you look at your defense and you're like, well, what else do we do well? And it really isn't anything else that you really do well. And I'm not even going to focus on the offense. I'm just going to look at your defense because your defense has really been carrying you all season. But when you look at these numbers, like the offensive pass yards per game for your opponents, 20th. You can't get off the field on third down, sacks. Then one thing you can't do.
That won't work.
You can't beat yourself.
That's a disqualifier.
You just can't beat yourself. When you're last in penalties, you can't beat yourself when you're playing the most meaningful football of the season. And you're a team that can potentially go into the postseason feeling like, I know you're excited about what the Prince did.
Here's the thing.
And I know you're saying we don't even have our first round draft pick for the year.
Overall, or next year's first round pick.
He wasn't doing much.
However, this is why I'm a pessimist.
So
I'm
here's
pessimistic
the thing.
about this team.
You raised some really good points, and even if I concede them, you know what this graphic tells me? Maybe the Prince has a stronger case for Bruce Ballot than I thought. They've been overcoming that.
I left the offense out intentionally.
Well, I mean, they've scored at least 25 points more than any team in the league. It's pretty good.
That's eight. They're eighth in the league in points scored. Yeah, that's great.
Everything else.
The committee has them to. Oh, look at that! Imagine that. Has them 6th or 7th on the tier. Sounds like right in line. And they're playing their best ball of the year. And by the way, if they win this weekend, it's against Denver.
It is.
It's Colts-Titans the rest of the way. Real opportunity.
If they beat Denver in Denver, that is a monstrous win.
Yeah, I would say so. And as Brew would say, Denver's due for a loss. Go ahead.
I do.
Yeah, you would.
Look, I don't look at the Chargers through the rose-colored glasses that Danny Parkins does, but let's give them a little respect. I mean, they're way too low. All right, they need to be moved up next to Houston and the Jags. And I know the Jags beat them down when they played.
By a lot.
But still, here's why I put them up there. And I put them on that tier with Houston and Jacksonville. And I say, one, the Chargers have the best quarterback of that group.
I don't know that they do.
I think they do. I get that Trevor's had a nice little month of football, if that, 3 weeks really. But Justin Herbert Justin Herbert is a bad boy. Not only is he physically tough, but we know how he slings it. I think Justin Herbert is a very good quarterback, and I would take him right now over CJ and Trevor. So I think they got that. And then with Amari and Hampton being back, might have the best running back. I know Travis Etienne is having a nice year, but Hampton being back is big too. Great coach in Harbaugh. Defense, obviously not as good as Houston's, but the defense is a top 10 defense. It's a very good defense. And their resume, Nick, I'm not going to sit here and act like the Chiefs' wins aren't good wins.
All
right?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
They are not.
Exactly.
They are.
They're
good.
not. They're
Beating
not.
the Chiefs
They beat the Chiefs
twice meant something. Particularly, they beat them both times, obviously, with Mahomes. Game one,
game-winning drive. The Mahomes left.
Yeah.
Game one
does not
didn't
mean
mean anything.
The Patriots lost to the Raiders week 1.
Denver, they beat Denver. Only time they played them, they beat them.
Denver's big one.
Pittsburgh, good win. Philadelphia, defending Super Bowl champs.
Worst game-
we seem
one
to
of the worst
forget that
games of
on this
Herbert's
show, Greg.
career.
We seem to forget that on this show. What'd you say it was?
It's one of the worst games of Herbert's career. And it went to overtime.
It's a win over the
Of
defending
Herbert's
Super Bowl
or Hurts'
champs.
career?
Both.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Sorry.
I don't think that was a bad game. I think he played with a broken hand. He played
But
less
he's still.
than
But
a week
here's the
after
thing.
freaking
He's still-
surgery.
Okay.
Can we get a man a little
Herbert.
credit?
The argument can't be for the Chargers a quarterback-based one win. And again, it might not be his fault. And as we know with Justin Herbert, it's never his fault. He's playing his worst ball of the year this last month. It's like 140 yards per game passing. They have been winning because of their defense, which is a testament to the team. But you said of that group, he's the best quarterback. He certainly has the best career resume. But I know, Brew, you like me, there's regular season resume, and then when we're projecting and prognosticating for the postseason, there's postseason resume. I'll tell you right now, in the playoffs, I trust C.J. Stroud more. I guess we don't know what it would look like
2 games
if
for
Trevor and Herbert played in a playoff game against each other. Wait, what's that? We do?
I think they
one
both
guy
throw
would
a lot of
gag away a
interceptions.
27-point lead. The other guy would lead one of the greatest
One
comebacks
guy
of all
would
time.
throw 4 interceptions. Is that what
And
it
then
was?
4 touchdowns en route to a comeback. And then, I mean, Herbert, by the way, then got back to the playoffs and against the Texans went 14 of 32 with 4 interceptions. So
2 playoff games, right?
And
I'm not
I
writing
want to
off
say one
after
other thing
2
about,
playoff
real quick before you go. Everybody loves D'Amico Ryans because he's excellent. Everybody loves Jim Harbaugh because he's excellent and a little crazy, and we like it. Liam Cohen
Hey, he's doing the head.
might be a little goofy. He might not, as Wildes would call it, have as much swag as these other guys. Wildes always talking about swag and aura.
Never talking about that.
Always. Liam Cohen is cooking. Liam Cohen has been excellent.
That is a fact.
And he doesn't seem to be a pushover. Like he's willing to, we saw him early in the year screaming at Trevor. Like, so I think maybe he needs maybe a makeover in the offseason. No, like for real, like get a little tough, like maybe grow a beard, throw on some cool sunglasses, stylist type thing, something. And I think it would help him. But I think he's done an excellent job.
You got to be you got to be yourself.
What?
Texans, this is a big statement I'm about to make, but it's true. Texans might be the best team in the AFC.
I'm going to lose it on you, bro.
I know I'm supposed to just wear Patriots.
This
face
Nick
tattoo.
is what I told you
24
what it
hours.
is. I told you
Nobody
what it
thinks
is.
that, but you made it.
You are now like 7 teams deep that you think are better than the Patriots in the AFC. I mean, what the heck? The Ravens are better. The Texans are better. The Bills are
I
better.
never said the Ravens are better. The Bills just played the Patriots and we split.
Go ahead. Let him do his thing.
The team you have as the best team in the AFC right now is the Bills. We all watched Bills-Texans. It was ugly. It was one team dominating the other team, and Josh Allen looked furthest from MVP we've ever seen him. So when Josh gives me the numbers, like how good is the defense? Like a lot of teams have it. The Rams have a good defense. Oh, that's good. The Texans have a historically good defense. Right there with the Legion of Boom Seahawks, who lost on a goal line stop by the mighty Patriots, that Super Bowl team. Points, just a little bit worse. Total yards goes to this year's Texans. Third down goes to this year's Texans.
Total yards doesn't go to this year's
It goes to
Texans.
the-
I mean, it's more, but you
Total
want it
yards,
to be
sorry,
less.
you want it to be less, sorry.
Yeah, but it's fine. They're about the same.
But
About the same.
opponent's
Yeah.
third down
No, I mean,
Takeaways are the same.
It's a
and
great
passer
graphic.
rating is far less in a league where you're throwing the ball more often, I
That's
would
right.
say.
Right.
So that goes there. They've won 6 in a row. And even we kind of talked about this. Their first 8 games, there's no real bad loss. Lost to the Rams by 5, Bucks by 1, Jags by 7. Jags are hot. Seattle by 8 wasn't great. Broncos had a last-minute field goal, and now they're super hot. 5 losses came by a combined.
They were down
24
26-0 to the Jags
yeah.
in the fourth quarter
With
and
Davis
came back.
Came back, that's right.
Came back with 29 straight points.
So like we remember CJ were like, what's going on? But they were all sneaky close. And strength of schedule is sort of the opposite of the Patriots and maybe the 49ers.
Correct.
Who've been playing cupcakes, tomato cans. Texans played a rough schedule. Look, if you're drafting teams in the AFC that you don't want to play, my first draft pick would be the Texans. If I'm the Patriots, my first draft pick is the Texans. I'm not afraid of the Buffalo Bills. We put 31 points on the loss and had 21-0 lead. I'm not scared of the Bills. I'm just not. I'm not really scared of the Ravens. We're 7-7, might not even be in the playoffs. Not scared of the Steelers. I think it's fair to be scared of of the Legion of Boom Texans.
Listen, I think the Texans, and they're more than 2 touchdown favorites over a Raiders team that a lot of smart people thought were going to be very good.
Yeah.
I think the Texans are. I just don't know where you want them. Like if we show the tiers, like right now, only 5 teams are ahead of them. Do you want them ahead of your Patriots?
I'd probably look. I'm a big win streak guy. So if you've won 6 in a row and the Patriots won 10 in a row and lost, I'd have Rams, Broncos since they won, and then Texans.
Wow. Okay.
And Bills and Patriots on the same line. So we are at 1-1, and we basically scored the same.
But the Jags are 1-1 against the Texans.
Can I tell you something about the Jags?
What?
Like most of America, I just don't care
See, that's,
at all. I'm sorry, I just don't care.
you think most of America is pining for more? Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.